Triumph IAS Daily Prelims Practice MCQ is a program that is exclusively designed for CSE 2023 aspirants. In this video discussion, we will discuss UPSC CSE Prelims previous 25-year questions.
Question number 1. With reference to the period of Gupta dynasty in ancient India, the towns Ghantasala, Kadura and Chaul were well known as Option A. Ports handling foreign trade. Option B. Capital of powerful kingdoms. Option C. Places of exquisite stone art and architecture. Option D. Important Buddhist pilgrimage center. The correct answer is option A. Both the coasts of India have been studded with a string of ports since the ancient time and involved in foreign trade. During the Gupta era, the ports of the east coast, Tamilipti, Ghantasala, and Kadur handled the North Indian trade with Southeast Asia, and those of the west coast, Broach, Chaul, Kalyan and Cambrai, traded with the Mediterranean and West Asia, but the more southerly of these ports were outside Gupta control. The export of spices, pepper, sandalwood, pearls, precious stones, perfumes, indigo, and herbs continued as before, but the commodities that were imported differed from those of earlier times. Chinese silk came in greater quantity, as did ivory from Ethiopia. The import of horses, coming from Arabia, Iran, and Bactria, either overland to centers in the northwest or by sea to the west coast, increased during this period. Question number 2. Among the following, who was not a proponent of Bhakti cult? Option A. Nagarjuna. Option B. Tukaram. Option C. Tyagaraja. Option D. Vallabhacharya. The correct answer is option A. Nagarjuna was an early philosopher and was the founder of the Mandhyamika philosophy. Question number 3. The Government of India Act of 1919 clearly defined. Option A. The separation of power between the judiciary and the legislature. Option B. The jurisdiction of the central and provincial governments. Option C. The powers of the Secretary of State for India and the Viceroy. Option D. None of the above. The correct answer is option B. The Montagu-Chelmsford Reforms, which became the Government of India Act in 1919, clearly defined the jurisdiction of the central and provincial governments. Question number 4. With reference to the period of Indian freedom struggle, which of the following were recommended by the Nehru Report? Number 1. Complete independence for India. Number 2. Joint electorates for reservation of seats for minorities. Number 3. Provision of fundamental rights for the people of India in the Constitution. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. Option A. 1 only. Option B. 2 and 3 only. Option C. 1 and 3 only. Option D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option B. Nehru Report did not provide for separate electorates for any community or weightage for minorities, but yes, it talks of joint electorates. It also talks for bills of rights. Question number 5. During the colonial period in India, what was the purpose of the Whitley Commission? Option A. To review the fitness of India for further political reforms. Option B. To report on existing conditions of labor and to make recommendations. Option C. To draw up a plan for financial reforms for India. Option D. To develop a comprehensive scheme for civil services in India. The correct answer is option B. Whitley chaired the Royal Commission on Labour in India, which reported in 1931.